Hey, welcome. Uh, it's cool. We're starting it back up. Hawk Talks.
Heck yeah.
Hawk Talk 13. Here we go. Esports Alumni Council. Um, First off, what do you guys think of that music? Did you recognize that?
I didn't recognize it, but I like it.
I
Appreciate it.
do like it. It's soothing. It's
I
very
think
soothing.
I think it was probably some of our standby music at some point.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So cool. Well, we'll start off with intros. Myself, I think anybody tuning in might know me, Eric Alexander. I'm the esports coordinator here at Dunwoody College of Technology, heading up the Dunwoody Hawks esports program. Joining me today, we'll start with Mr. Jesse Caveman Romero. Welcome, Jesse.
Hey, it's a pleasure. Many people have probably heard my voice. I'm usually on the old Twitch streams, yelling, being like, "Oh my gosh, he did the thing! Oh, he did the thing! Yeah, yeah, I'm that guy."
He does a lot of
The
things.
the yelling and being all extravagant type guy. So, you heard my noise out of this little mouth here? That was me.
The hype man. The hype man. Next, we got Vincent Icky Coffee Beaver. Welcome back.
Hello. It's been a little while since I've been streaming here on the Dunwoody Hawks Esports Twitch or YouTube or whatever. But some of you guys might remember I was the support and captain for our first League of Legends team that we had in our inaugural season, and then I was also on the team in the following season as well. It's great to be back.
That's good to have you back.
Yeah.
You were no stranger to the Hawks Twitch here.
No, definitely not.
Definitely.
And last, we've got Andrew Caribou. Uh, and it's cool. So Andrew, I don't know, he didn't have a camera. We would have got him a camera had we known that. Andrew and Icky played on the same team together. It was a league team, and I think Jesse, you might have played very briefly before moving to CAD.
Yeah, I was a part of the JV team for all of like 2 weeks, and then I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go play COD.
Yeah, yeah, you had more fun there. League is good, CAD is good. They're both good. Just different groups.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh. So let's just jump right into the questions here. Some opening icebreakers. Let's just go around. Actually, I take that back. We're gonna kind of provide some clarification first. So the purpose of this Hawk Talk is to kind of give some insight into a new Hawks Esports Alumni Council that we formed with the people on the screen, on the stream you see right now. Uh, so one of the cool things about the Hawks Esports program is all of the alumni that want to continue helping. So these alumni, I specifically picked each of these guys because of their uh, not just desire to want to step up, but leadership ability in the program here, uh, just sort of involvement. And then as we look to grow this council, uh, this this is the beginning of it, I guess, the core group. Um, so it's cool. We do have bylaws now that we're forming. We have
Yes.
roles,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody did look at them. I hope, because it talks about like the mission of this
Mhm.
and the purpose. So cool. Let's go around. First memory of esports at Dunwoody, and what drew you to the program? Like, why did you join esports?
I'll start off with that question. My first instance of Dunwoody and esports would be sitting in the auditorium and
Yeah.
asking a million questions about. I'd say one of the big ones was like, what could I keep my name, my username,
I
like
remember that.
the usernames
Yep.
regulations type thing. That was probably a vivid moment of time that was very interesting. A lot of people showed up for that first meeting, and I was like very excited, which got me hooked right away. So it's a lot of fun so far. After what, 2.5 years now of being involved.
Yeah, I remember that first meeting. That was funny. That was an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, my first memory from Dunwoody Esports, I remember it was when I was showing up in the middle of summer before I started school, and we were talking in like the it was like the like some presentation for like first year students or whatever, and they talked a little bit about esports program that they were starting that year. And I didn't even know that Dunwoody was going to have an esports program at all before I started going to school. And that was like a really pleasant surprise for me. And remember I was there at that meeting with my dad, and as soon as they mentioned esports, he looked over at me and my eyes were like this big, I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool. And they didn't even mention League of Legends at first, and they talked about Rocket League. I'm like, oh, Rocket League, I like that. I was really interested in that. So it's been really cool to see just how much the program has evolved from like the very first days before that school year even started to where we are now.
That's really cool. Thank you for sharing.
Oh yeah.
Caribou? Andrew. I wonder, were you trying to talk earlier? I wonder, because when we introduced him, I'm like, he's the only
I
one
can
that
hear him.
Can you hear him?
I can hear him.
Yeah. Yeah, we can. Jesse and I can hear you.
I don't think it's coming through the stream because I can't hear him.
Oh. Well, I can still hear you. Let's see if
Try talking now, Andrew.
I can hear him
that's
still.
That's really weird.
Interesting. No, cannot.
Andrew, maybe try just like totally leaving and coming back. That's what I did when I was having my mic issues before.
This is a different streaming software we're using.
But I would to like kind of grow on what you're saying, Vincent, on like I missed out on that because I just woke up one day and decided to go to college like 2 weeks prior. And so therefore I missed out on everything, like the whole, like the first everything open house and everything. I started literally like a week and a half. And then all of a sudden I heard about esports and I was like, no That's way, cool. No shot. So yeah.
Yeah. It was great timing for you and I that like we started going to school. The very first year, That's pretty
exactly because cool. it esports has been always I've been a fan of esports since I don't know early 2000s. So wow. Being able to be a part of an org like this is insane to me. It's like a dream come true for a child. Like
yeah.
So, but we can get back to Caribou here on.
You guys hear me?
Hey, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. Sweet. So first memory was, I saw the postings for the esports team because it was in my second year of Dunwoody, and I was only doing a 2-year program. So I saw the posters up, and I remember setting a reminder, like an alarm, and I got it while I was at work because I completely forgot to take the day off. So I literally, as soon as I got that, I ran up to my boss. I was like, hey, they got a big thing that I've been wanting to do forever because I had also been interested in esports forever. And I asked him to leave, and I drove 30 minutes, ran in late to tryouts. Everybody was already there, so I felt kind of embarrassed. But
I remember that.
Coach Norman at the time appreciated the hustle, so it was pretty awesome. But yeah, that's my first big memory. I left work early to come do my tryouts, and it was awesome decision.
I remember that. I do remember that. Yeah, you were hustling. Yeah. Remember you were messaging me, and I was like, "Please don't get in trouble at your work." And you had a good manager, though, I remember, or a nice boss that was willing to work with you.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Let's move. Next question. Were there any challenges you faced as part of the esports program, and how did you overcome them? And anybody can take any of these questions from going forward.
Sure. Well, for me, I know one challenge that I had is like, so being the captain of our league team, that was really the first real leadership role that I've had, like for any kind of extracurricular activity or anything related to school. And honestly, kind of like the biggest leadership role that I've taken in my life up to that point, because it's like, you know, I took esports, and everybody on the team took the organization very seriously. So I kind of had to like learn on the fly a lot of ways that I can be a good leader for the program, and had to like think of ways that I can improve and try to constantly improve, and try to like inspire everybody, and do all the stuff that is involved in leadership. So that was a big challenge and learning opportunity for me.
Cool. I remember that. I forgot that you were captain, but now that you bring it up, I do. You stepped up a lot. It's cool to hear that you get something from that. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the goal. Is, you know, that was the idea. Is I've seen so many leaders develop just in the 2.5 years we've been around. Especially people that are like PSEO students coming in here, and they're like, oh, there's, you know, they're younger PSEO, and then they stay here, and now they're leaders. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
So any other challenges? Otherwise, next question.
I was gonna say, I would say my biggest challenge was just the game of League of Legends in general. I mean, like, because I wasn't playing for a while before I saw like that there was gonna be an esports team, and then I was like, well, you know, that's the game I'm most competitive about. I got back into it, but just the game itself is it's a lot of work to get into and keep up on, and just kind of like try to get and be competitive and keep up with everybody else. It is the biggest challenge, I think, because it's a very time consuming game, I would say. So I think managing your time with the game is also a challenge, and I think that's with any game really. But yeah, like especially because the length of league games and all that, I think that was a pretty big challenge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I ran into a few challenges over the course of the 2 years I was involved with esports. I would say early on is trying to figure out where I land, pretty much. It was just like, where can I get the most benefit and have the most entertainment? And it's at the end of the day, we're all going to school, going to college to graduate.
Right.
But like trying to teeter-totter, making sure I kept myself in place so I'm not like falling through with my college, with my GPA and stuff. And also like making sure I'm not being laxy-daisy with esports, because like you, Vincent, you went through the whole captain thing. I went through the whole captain thing as well with the Call of Duty scene. And it was kind of the same type of deal. You know, it was super difficult at times. There was times where I'm trying to keep everybody's composure in the middle of a game while we're playing against the top 100 in the world in Call of Duty. And it's so difficult to try and like not only keep your own composure, but try and keep everybody else level-headed, especially in competitive games like Call of Duty, one of the like most competitive games out there. And the toxicity that comes from that, also you got to try and make sure it stays to a minimum, because that was another issue with, you know, if you're stomping somebody, you can't just like start styling on them. That's disrespectful. And that's when I like come in and be like, yo, come on, let's just put the Beretta away. You don't need to run out 5 minutes. Like just play your strats, play the strats that we went over one by one. Keep going, and trying to keep the composure, be professional is like one of the big challenges I ran through as being. So like composure was a big thing, especially with like the differences with trying to put a team together. And we had I don't know what the first season you had about like 4 or 5 weeks before season started.
Right.
You had to really kind of push that chemistry on everybody and be able to get everybody working together. And yeah, so there's always been challenges, but I would say the rewards are so rewarding. Like being able to play at like the Rockstar Invitational, for instance,
which
that is insane. Yeah. Like I've never played on a stage like that. I've never done something like that. And I'm hoping that we can get other students that can go and enjoy that as well.
Very well said. That is fun. That's probably one of the most fun events in Minnesota here. Which kind of ties into the next question of what's a proud achievement you guys are. Well, what's an achievement you guys are proud of?
I mean, I can roll into the from the challenge to achievement side of things. I would state for a personal achievement, being a part of esports was an achievement in itself. Never thought in all of my life I'd be a part of something like this, and anything that I can do to help out, not only benefit myself but benefit others, and show like, you know, everything is fun. We're only here to have fun at the end of the day. Yes, we want to win. We want to win. We always want to win, but I had the most fun. That's an accomplishment in itself so far.
I would say the biggest achievement was just our team making it as far as we did in the playoffs for it being our first year, and just kind of we had a good disparity in rank too on our team where we'd end up, you know, against some pretty good guys, and we did well, you know, and I was really proud of how far we got and how well we did for just being a short league season together as a team, and for how well we did. I think it was awesome.
And just to add on for what Andrew said, I would also say that I was really proud of not only like how far we got, but then also like how we really came together as a team, and being able to play together and improve throughout the season, despite like that really big discrepancy in skills that everybody had, was also really cool.
And I would state it was a lot of fun watching you guys build together and like work together. It was a lot of fun as being the shoutcaster and shoutcasting for you guys, doing the finals and stuff was a lot of fun. Like getting that far in, what was it, season 2? Like not even a year's worth of playing together. Not even a whole 2 seasons worth. You guys were like a season and a half worth playing together. You guys knew each other's first and last name and like probably a little bit of personal information by that time. But other than that, you guys have been playing together for 6 months and you guys are already taking it all the way. It was insane to watch and to shoutcast for.
Cool. So next question kind of ties back into what we've been talking about. How do you see and Caveman or Jesse, this, I think you might be a little more familiar, but how have you guys seen the program evolve since day one, actually, since all 3 of you were around at day one? You know, and if you want to expand on it, what are we doing well? Where do you want to see growth?
I would state that we've seen a lot of growth in students being interested and wanting to attend, but the growing pains of keeping them around to invest time and effort is something that we've, I would say, been trying to work on, such as like supplying computers. The Hawk range is insane. Like the Hawk's Nest is like crazy to me. I didn't even think that was a thing until all of a sudden 20-something PCs showed up and there they are, and everything is like supplied to you, and that's so cool. But like as everything grew, things got cooler and cooler. We got jerseys. Like that was pretty cool. Having my name on my back, that's pretty cool.
Do you know
and like just like the growth of like being able to be like, yeah, man, I was there from day one. Now look at me. My name's on the back of the jersey.
I can't remember who designed those jerseys.
That would be
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, those are cool. I like those. I mean, obviously, I like them. I'm a little bit biased, right? Because I made them. But I'm proud of them. I'll say.
So, like, just stuff like that. Like the growth of being able to be excited to wear a jersey for an esports org at a college is a lot of growth in my opinion, because like you can have an esports org at a college and it's just 10 computers in a room and like the room is used for other classes. Like this is full on dedication to esports. Like there's a huge difference.
Like that, like the big TV that's in that room now for like VOD review and stuff, and just all the accessories and everything in that room, and just like it goes to show that the college is really committed to the program, which is really cool, because I know like there's a lot of other colleges where it'd be like they treat their esports program way more like a club. It's like hands off, and they don't get like any like kind of funding or anything. It's like, hey, here's a room and here's some computers and you guys just like do it on your own. And that's like not at all what it's like at Dunwoody, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, it's very personal. It feels
Mhm.
personal. It feels
Mhm.
like you
Yes.
actually mean something when
Yeah.
you join the esports org.
That's cool. It's true, you know. It's true, 100%. I mean, that's my favorite part about this is watching people grow, uh, and sort of develop, because it's that point between you're not a kid but you're not an adult. Not so much.
Right.
Jesse, you never became an adult, but
No. I'm 31 and I still feel like I'm 12, but my body feels like it's 60. So it's that whole, what am I?
Yeah.
I'm joking. Bad joke. So yeah, this brings us to the Esports Alumni Council.
Woo.
What was the motivation behind each of y'all wanting to join this? Because I know I talked to, there's a few other people I talked to as well, and so I know this will be growing. In fact, I keep thinking of more and more people that we can continue to talk to and add to this, that would want to be added to this. But what made each of you want to join?
I loved the time that I played at Dunwoody on the esports team. I feel like it was honestly, like not to harp on my education there. I loved my education, but just esports was such a passion of mine that it was just my favorite thing about going there was like that I had this opportunity to do this. And so I just really like, after God, I was like, dang, like I really wish I could have some other way to get involved in esports again. And then that I saw that message mentioned and I was like, well, that's perfect because I wanted to get back and get involved and with the program that helped me live out a passion of mine. And it helps me keep living it out by being able to be involved and help out. And I just would love to see it grow and get bigger and just kind of branch off of all the hard work you've done too, Eric. So
Cool. Yeah, ditto. I agree.
Yeah, I would state you've put a lot of effort in, by the way, Eric, in a lot of what you did.
Mhm.
So
Appreciate it.
we wouldn't be sitting here
Yeah.
doing the stream right now if you didn't put a lot of the effort that you put in. So
yeah,
that's what also drives myself as well to want to be involved. Not only because I enjoy the whole scene as a whole, but it's like I see somebody that's driven, and I want to drive. I want to be able to go and do the thing and be involved because it seems like it's going somewhere. I don't want to miss out.
Right.
That has a dual effect, because you guys want to be involved like this motivates me even more as well.
Mhm.
Because like I said, especially hearing the appreciation and whatnot, like, yeah, that's awesome. That makes me very happy.
And I was gonna just add on the other thing, for like my motivation for wanting to be part of the alumni council is that like I know that like so I've put like a lot of time and effort into the program, and getting it
Mhm.
started, getting it on its feet or whatever, and like let's face it, I think everybody kind of knows that the whole esports scene, it's like it's cool, it's awesome, it's like, and it progresses very fast, but with that means that it's also kind of fragile in a way. Like you see, like if you look at like professionally, right? Like you see, for example, for like League of Legends, there's teams that are constantly rotating in and out of the LCS, and it's kind of like a very fast paced and kind of like I said, like fragile ecosystem, and I want to be able to take the opportunity to be personally a part of the alumni council and try to prop up the organization the best I can to make sure that like it's always going to like keep pushing forward and keep on improving and growing and getting better.
Love it.
That's what I love too, because
Mhm.
that's what I want to do. Is I want to make it to where this org is not like any other esports org.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want it to make people want to come to Dunwoody to join esports, but then also get some knowledge on the side, right? Come on.
That's the dirty. It's not even a dirty secret. How much you learn, like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
combining.
true.
You don't even realize it. Like that's how I'm in it. I decided to work on something I loved 10 years ago, and lo and behold, now I'm sitting here with y'all.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Um. This is a good segue too. How do you guys see the skills in esports translating to careers outside of gaming?
Ooh, that's great. Well, first of all, I'll say at a very kind of low level for my own personal connection is that I would say the leadership skills that I learned that can be translated to any career, any just any aspect of life. Honestly, you can take leadership skills that you learn in the program and translate that to anything. But then also furthermore, just being more tech savvy and being a part of an organization that involves like esports or whatever. I think that alone can also contribute to any kind of career as well. And then furthermore, you have a lot of other ways that the organization can give you skills to pursue an esports career or any kind of career involving broadcasting or any kind of content creation, graphic design. There's tons of opportunities that you have where you can take skills that are incorporated into the esports program and then make a career out of it. I think there's a lot of learning opportunities here, and is a part of again why I am so proud to be a part of the organization.
I would say the mental strength of when you're playing in those tense games and you make a mistake
Yeah.
or you lose a game. But I think the biggest thing for me was like when I would make a mistake and I could go back with my coach or with somebody and kind of learn what I did wrong and just improve on that and not learn to beat up myself so bad. Because I mean, right now with my job, I'm still in an apprenticeship phase where I make mistakes because there's so much to learn and there's so much to do. And that really helped me realize, okay, I mean, like that's just a normal part of your career or life in general is like you're gonna mess up, and the most important thing to do is just look at what you messed up on, move forward, and do better. Because getting on yourself and beating yourself up isn't going to do anything. And I think just that mental strength of playing really helped. And then also just having people around you that are encouraging and all that. That was just awesome to be involved with. So it really helped me get a grasp on that because I had a lot of problems with that before, even without esports, even playing video games alone or just things in life where I would make a mistake. But that it helped immensely being in the esports program and helped me realize that, it's a normal thing and you just have to move forward and learn from it.
And frankly, that's from day one. That's something I've been trying to instill is that sense of community. Because from one in my own life, that is something I discovered you need. Like it's, just feeling connected, being part of something, building friendships. It's all good stuff.
I agree.
Yeah, I would state that a lot of what people can take away from esports as a whole that can transition into their career is I would say it's tenfold after being involved with it for the last few years. You can learn how to do production and transition that into something that you like doing. It could be something that's in your career or something outside of your career. Regardless, you're learning technology. You're learning how to manage. You're doing like managerial, not only on just yourself, but for other things and other stuff. You're learning leadership roles, like what you learned, Vincent. Like, there's a lot of things that like you learn. There's people skills too on how to communicate with all walks of life. When you get to an esports scene, it's different than just sitting down on your couch and playing passively and just like playing whatever games on the TV. It's an atmosphere. It's a vibe type deal. Like it feels great. And then like you can interpret that atmosphere and that community and bring it into whatever company you're working for or a career path or whatever, and just kind of bring good vibes to everybody. Just bring happy and be like, everybody loves everybody type deal. I know it's from like semi-pro or something. I don't know.
Right.
But it's just like, you gotta know who you're talking to and how to talk to them instead of like just talking down to them. You get to learn different ways on how to approach situations too. So like
Mhm.
Like League of Legends is such a fast-paced game. Once it's that creep, you know, like the first 5 to 10 minutes, you're like, yeah, I'm getting CS, yeah, I'm doing the thing, and all of a sudden, oh man, there's everybody's fighting. What's happening?
Yeah.
What's going on in a flick of a switch? So it's like
Mhm.
it makes you be vigilant, on your toes, and you can transition that into your career as well. Like it's all transition to your career, no matter what you're in. If you're in like manufacturing, IT, architecture, whatever you have, you business management.
Mhm.
A lot of it you can learn by using this as like a sandbox to learn and be better at your career.
Yeah, it's a great place to learn how to just get better at anything and just improve your own personal skills in whatever. In this case, it is esports, but like, you know, you learn how you get better at things and what works best for you for improving things. And you can use that. I can learn how to get better at my job and know more about whatever and get better at the engineering stuff that I'm doing now. So it's all related.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like kind of wrapping up here, got a couple more questions.
Sure.
If each of you could go back to your younger self, meaning not that much younger, when you started at Dunwoody, what piece of advice would you give? Either in terms of school, esports, school and esports,
I would just
anything.
say, yeah, to just kind of not that I wasn't very invested when I was playing in the program, but there were moments where like I felt like took it for granted a little bit, you know, like going home being like, oh, I'll just have another game, or, you know, we're gonna play again next week. Not that I didn't look forward to it or wasn't excited for it, but it was just kind of like, you know, now I look back and I'm like, wow, like at one point that was just my last game playing there, and then boom, it was done.
Yeah.
You know, so just kind of tell myself like take it all in just a little bit more, like, you know, just kind of go a little bit slower with it, you know, and just take your time.
Yeah, that is some good words too, because
Yes.
just as fast, however fast esports is, no matter what's going on a day to day, you can also like be like, hold up here, let's pump the brakes real quick. I think we're getting a little straight away, like because like you said, all of a sudden it's your last game playing in esports, and you graduate, and now what? You
Right.
just like kind of missed out on like something that you could have been more joyful about, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then just be like, oh well, we lost our game, we're out of the season, whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
It is difficult though at the end of the season, I'll tell you. And
Mhm.
I don't always realize how difficult it is for the players. But yeah, it's when you're pushing all season, then you get bumped out in playoffs. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As with
Not
anything.
easy. Absolutely. I think for me, if I was giving myself advice, I would just try to tell myself that like try to like calm myself down. You know, I got stressed out like all the time about a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I mean that's kind of just like who I am as a person. You know, I'm pretty anxious and stressed out person, but I would have tried to convince myself to just like Jesse was saying, slow it down, enjoy it more, you know, and savor it and try to take. I know one thing I would say is like take every loss, every mistake or whatever, and don't like beat myself up over it, like Andrew was saying, and take everything as a learning opportunity and try to get better at everything in that way, and just try to have like a more positive, happy outlook on it. And not saying that like I wasn't happy or wasn't enjoying it, but try to do that even more so. That's what I would say.
It's good advice.
Yeah, I would say the same. So I'm on the same boat as everybody else on like just being like, hey, slow it up a little bit, because I was jumping ship on League 2 weeks in, and I jumped to Call of Duty. What if I stayed on the JV team for another few weeks? Would I have liked it more? I don't know. Could I have done both teams? Possibly. Like I could have made the bandwidth happen, but I was just overall like overwhelmed with me, first time ever going to college, don't know what to do. And
Right.
like college was so intimidating to me all my life, and then I finally chose to go. But then esports, I was like, hey, I'm here by the way, but check me out. And then I jumped into that, and I was like, I would tell myself, I'm like, you should just given yourself a couple more weeks. Just try out the JV team. You could have probably done something with it because I played since season 1. So like, why would I stop?
Sure.
So that would be something I would say to myself is just you should have just stuck with league for a couple more weeks, see what happens.
That's funny. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Carver?
I would just agree with them on that.
Cool.
Oh, cool. Last 2 questions. And I'm going to take a stab at these too. How do you hope to see the esports program and the alumni council grow over the next, we'll say, I think 3 years, 3 to 5 years? And then what legacy do you hope to leave behind as alumni and leaders in the esports program?
I'll start, and I will say, I want to see our council try to support. At the end of the day, it's just all about supporting the esports program in whatever ways that they need. I think ways that we can play a big role is leading in fundraising and trying to organize events for the esports program. And then also it would be really cool to be able to help with like filling in for practice where it's needed, or giving like advice for players or whatever. But at the end of the day, just being there and trying to fill whatever roles that we can to help the organization. I think like the biggest thing that we could do, first thing off my mind, is trying to organize events and fundraising and stuff like that. I think that would be a really big help for the organization.
Beneficial. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say too, like I kind of want to just see the funding grow so that more things can happen, because that's kind of the base of all things. Funding is like where everything starts for a lot of things. But yeah, just kind of make sure every student that wants to do esports gets involved, whether that be enough JV teams or other leagues that you could do, just kind of all of that. I think it's in a good place right now where, Eric, you do a good job of kind of getting every team in a league and getting them able to compete and all that. But yeah, just seeing that everybody being able to get involved and hopefully just make it so that people come to Dunwoody because they want to be on the esports team, like also get a good education, but like somebody sees, wow, they have a great esports program. That's something to consider, for my, not just my schooling. I can go compete there, because there's some people that, they have a passion for esports more than they would maybe the computer science program that they're doing, although they like that. But like some people might just want to be a professional gamer. Like that's a career now that people can look for. So I would hope that we could make it a big enough program and like prestigious enough so that people would want to like see it and be like, that's going to help me get further in my esports career, not just,
That would be cool. And that would, there's a lot of stuff, even courses like esports business management type stuff.
Yep.
Would be great.
Yeah, I'd like to build off of that by stating that, like, I would like to see more, how would you say, like, advertising of the esports? Because I feel as though it does get missed. Students don't know what they are looking at. So, like, a way to grow is, like, how to grow the social media side of things and how to grab attention for like kids and students and all walks of life that wants to go to college and be like, hey, by the way, we got a really sick esports room. Like just be like, come on in here and check it out, and like just do like walkthroughs and like just try. And I'd be willing to come in and do a speech for a half hour or an hour and be like, talk about experiences and stuff and see try and get people to like be involved in a way of like showing that, hey, I genuinely had a great experience and I also have a career that I got from this as well. So like come and play some video games and try and possibly win some awards or something,
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, right? Come on. You already play video games when you get home from college, probably. The 9/10 of the kids are probably already doing it.
Yeah.
Why not come over and have a little structure in your life and learn a thing or two and learn how to play the game a little bit better?
Yeah,
something as simple as that, right? As simple as that, but then they can build off of it like how we have and how we're sitting here right now. And we built off of what we're all gamers and we saw esports and we wanted to try it out. And now we're sitting here. So it's trying to figure out how we can like get a grasp of like what would interest a student to be able to join the esports org is where I would say is somewhere I'm hoping is like immensely growth. Like it's 10x's or something, or 100x's here in like 3 years.
That'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of wheels turning to make that happen.
For sure.
Yeah. Cool. Well, this has been awesome. Appreciate you all taking the time to do this. I'm ecstatic that you're wanting to be involved like this too. It's so invigorating for me to see you guys all want to come back and do this. So I thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. Love being here.
Me too.
So stay up to date with our social media for any future Huck Talks. We will be doing this again, not necessarily with the same group of people, but probably with the same group of people at some point. Any last remarks anybody would like to make?
Super glad to be back and involved with Dunwoody. Awesome that this is an opportunity that I have. So just want to reiterate that. It's just I'm ecstatic about it.
Go Pack, go!
Also,
That's my
go
last
Pack,
remark.
go, baby.
Go Pack,
Go Pack, go,
Go Pack, go!
Whatever.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
What do they do? So, was it Skull? What was that thing that they
Nah.
We don't do that. We don't do that.
If you couldn't tell, Andrew and I are both from Wisconsin. We're proud of it. Okay, that's my
Icky's got Icky. My favorite jersey you wore though was that Vikings Favre jersey. That was
that is not true. That's not true. This is not true. Too funny. Too funny.
Okay. Thank you all. We'll put on the standby screen here for a minute or so and then cut it. Until next time.
Bye.